What if the future of orbital garbage cleanup started with a poster on a street corner? I'm talking telephone pole posters. We're talking duct tape, zip ties, dreams way too big for our budget. No satellites, no rockets, just one man, one poster, one stapler, and a dream way too big to fail. Because if NASA won't return our calls, maybe our local coffee shop will. We're hitting lampposts, street poles, laundromats, maybe even your front door. Okay, we won't do that at your front door, but if you'll let us deliver it to you, we will ship you one. We'll put it in your mailbox. And you could put it on your front door or the trunk of your car, tape not included. If we're going to clean up low Earth orbit, we got to start by littering Earth with posters. This week on Mike Heath's Orbital Garbage Project, we're delving into a brand new aspect of our project that we have not delved into yet, but boy, we should have been. I'm talking guerrilla marketing. We're turning this scrappy little flyer into maybe just the most effective part of our project yet. Maybe our mission isn't as impossible as the people on YouTube and the internet say it is. Maybe, just maybe, we might do it. Oh, we might do it. So welcome back, you heathens. This is Mike Heath's Orbital Garbage Project. I am Mike Heath, and this is our Orbital Garbage Project, where we're trying to do one thing and one thing only: collect a singular piece of space trash to eventually put in my front yard. And I ain't talking ficuses. We got a poster. I spent too much time designing this poster. Do you like it? Are you seeing it because you're watching on the YouTube, or do you just have to imagine what it looks like because you're listening on Spotify, Audible, Apple, Alexa, on the internet browsers? I don't know how this is pumping into your ear holes, but if you can't see it, head on over to MikeHeathComedy.com/podcast to download your poster here, or just check the show notes. We have a link there. We want to disseminate this poster. I am going to be personally printing off my weekly library print quota. That's right, folks. I'm spending my whole Seattle Public Library print quota on these posters, and I'm doing black and white because I want to maximize their efforts. And if it proves to be fruitful, I might just head over to FedEx office and print me off a batch in full color, maybe even some good product. I got some clear tape. I got some long-lasting scotch. It lasts in extreme temperatures, which we don't have here in beautiful Seattle summer, but we do have rain, and maybe this will protect our beautiful new posters that we're going to put up all over the street. Because here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to start doing. Every week we're going to use our public library print quota. That's kind of a tongue twister, isn't it? To print off these posters, and we're going to put them up. I'm going to have this tape with me until we run out of tape. We're going to have a staple. I have a little baby stapler I'm going to use until that breaks down. And what we want to do is we want to get these, we're going to get the word out, because last week we talked about the discouragement dip that we're in. We're not growing like we need to be growing if we're going to do this project, folks. Since the inception of this project, we have not grown this slowly. And you know what? I was discouraged last week. I wasn't depressed. I would not say that, but I was discouraged, and boy, we were in the dip, and I talked about it. There was hopes of escaping the dip, and the numbers, the metrics, they are in the dip, but our spirit, oh, we are soaring so high we can touch the sky. We got high spirits. We got high hopes. We got a brand new poster that we're going to be putting on all the poles. You got a pole near you? I got a poster for you. And I think this is how, I think truly, this is, I mean, I'm not going to pay for you to print it, but I've designed the poster for you. And if you were very serious, you can email me at mikeheathcomedy@gmail.com and I will, send me your address. I'll use the prints that I make. I will buy the 60-something cent postage to mail them to you. I'll mail you posters. If you want the posters and you can't afford to print them off, your public library doesn't have a print quota for you, you don't have a library card, why don't you have a library card? Get a library card. They're free. Seattle, they let you print for free. I don't know. I think it's like 25 sheets a week, black and white, single-sided. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to get you these posters. I want to get this poster out because we're doing guerrilla marketing, folks, because the reels, I'll be honest, the reels and the shorts, every time I post a short on YouTube from this podcast, I lose subscribers. Tell me how that makes sense, Mr. Internet. I don't know. Maybe we're weeding out the chaff. We got to get the chaff out of here. We don't need the chaff, okay? We need serious, dedicated, devoted individuals who care, who share our passion. This is our project. This isn't my project. My name's on it. That's just for branding purposes, folks, because I'm trying to become a comedian. I mean, I am a comedian. We're trying to do this thing, okay? We gotta brand it, okay? All right. We have a goal. Our summer goal is to get this podcast into ear holes in all 50 states. And currently we're only in 4. We've talked about this. Washington. We got mostly in Washington State, where I currently live. Virginia. We got folks in the VA pumping that into their ears. We got people in New Jersey and New York. That's not a good accent. I'm not an accent guy. I don't care. What I care about is collecting a piece of space trash. And for the time being, this summer, getting this message out, getting followers, devoted members of the Space Trash Force in each of the 50 states. And we got 46 states to go, and summer's already halfway over. June's over, folks. The June initiative is, if you're listening to the release date here on Sunday, we only got 150 days left until we implement the first major milestone, where we're in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade and Good Morning America. If not, we're bowling for space trash on the next day, which we talked about last week, which is Plan C. Anyways, there's even less days. Let's say there's 50 days left of summer to get in 46 states. So that's less than a state a day. So if we all just commit ourselves, if we're listening on Spotify, you're there on the YouTubes, tell your friends. I don't know how to track YouTube state. So I'm just using my podcast distributor with the audio version, tells me where it's at, and it tells me we're only in 4 states. We got 46 states to go. So if you know anybody in Alaska, Missouri, still my home state, what are you doing? Get on the train, okay? All aboard, choo-choo, show me state, show me your ears, okay? I want to put my podcast in there, our podcast in there. Alabama, I could keep going. I know more states. Florida, Iowa, Nebraska. I mean, I got family in Nebraska. I don't know if you care about space trash, but I want you to listen. Get on board, okay? That's what we're trying to say. All right, we have simple goals. We're not asking for a lot. We're just asking for your dedication, your allegiance to the Space Trash Force and our mission of collecting a piece of space trash. And boy, we got more updates than just the guerrilla marketing. The guerrilla marketing is what we're most excited about this week. This week, bread and butter, guerrilla marketing. Right now, it's just the poster, word of mouth. We've already been doing that. We're trying to do that. We're trying to word of mouth to get all 50 states. What if we had a poster hung in all 50 states? Would that not do something? I have to imagine that would be something. So I would, if you're not in one of the states where we currently reside, reach out. MikeHeathComedy@gmail.com. DM us, get a hold of us, drop a comment. We will ship you a poster if you live in one of the states that you are not currently at, and just one. If you want more, I mean, if the quota allows it, we'll do it. But we got to get the word out to all 50 states, and I'm excited to do it. I think it's really going to happen, and we got some more exciting updates with the project coming up right after this week's sponsor. Is there anything scarier than sneezing while turning into oncoming traffic? You've been there. I've been there. I was there last night. I was doing a left-hand turn across 3 lanes of traffic, and right as I had my blinker on, of course, I'm a law-abiding citizen, I'm turning left, bam, sneeze, eyes closed. I don't know if there's cars still coming. I can't tell because my eyes shut when I sneeze. That's an involuntary response, and our friends over at Sneeze Eyes are solving this problem. Here at the Mike Heath Orbital Garbage Project, we are solving America's, nay, the world's greatest crisis facing us right now. All the space trash, the millions of pieces of space trash that's orbiting low Earth orbit, that's blocking us. We're going to talk about that. We talk about that every week. Maybe the second greatest crisis we're facing right now is the unsafe driving that happens whenever you sneeze while driving. Well, our friends over at Sneeze Eyes is doing their part to save America, the world. You're doing right hand turns if you're in Europe. Anyway, so what's happening is Sneeze Eyes has squeeze technology. What they do is there's glasses. You put glasses on. I don't have a pair right in the office here, but Sneeze Eyes, you put the glasses on. Whenever you sneeze, they hold your eyelids open. So as you sneeze, achoo, see that? Your eyes stay open. So their Sneeze Eye technology, patent pending, holds your eyes open as you sneeze. So whether you're turning, you're driving, you're pulling up Google Maps when you shouldn't be doing while you're driving, or Waze, whatever you use, and you're sneezing, they keep your eyes wide open. Sneeze Eyes will save your life. Probably. They'll help keep your eyes open. They're not liable for other mistakes you make behind the wheel. But with their patent pending technology, Sneeze Eyes, they will keep your eyes open as you sneeze behind the wheel. You can also use them at work if you don't want to close your eyes, I don't know, for something you want to see. Maybe you're at a big moment. Let's say it's your 1-year-old's birthday and they're about to blow out the candles. 1-year-olds can't blow out candles. 3-year-old birthday party, about to blow out their candles. And, oh, no, here comes a sneeze and you miss it. You sneeze. You end up blowing out the candles. You ruin their life, their birthday. Not their life. That's a little dramatic. You ruin their birthday, and then you didn't see it. So Sneeze Eyes will keep your eyes open so you can see the trauma you induce on your 3-year-old. Okay, that's not the best example. All right, I do endorse Sneeze Eyes full-fledged. Here at the Mike Heath Orbital Garbage Project, we love Sneeze Eyes. We've been using Sneeze Eyes for years. Well, not years, but they haven't had the technology for years. But as long as they've had it, we've been using it. Okay, it's been keeping us safe. I forgot my Sneeze Eyes last night when I was driving, and almost cost me I almost got in a wreck. I could have gotten a wreck. I don't know. My eyes were closed. I didn't know what was happening. Sneeze Eyes will keep you safe on the road. And if you buy a pair of Sneeze Eyes, this week you get a second pair of Sneeze Eyes for 10% off. And if you use our code Space Trash, you get an extra 15% off. That's 25% off your second pair and 15% off your first pair if you use the code and you order in the next week. Sneeze Eyes. Keep your eyes open. Stay safe. Sneeze on, my friends. We got new vision. Sneeze Eyes is keeping our eyes open whenever we're driving. And through that illumination, our eyes are wide open. We got fresh vision. We got a fresh eyes wide open with Sneeze Eyes. And what we see a path for the race for space trash. You guys know, we had this exciting idea to do a race, the world's first ever 5K for space trash in the world. First ever. We were going to do that. Then we realized that the local government here wasn't going to let us do it until the rainy season at our desired park. And then we stopped. We gave up. We were in the discouragement, and we didn't see a way forward until my eyes were wide open. I got a fresh new vision. I took my dog out to play at a different city park, and I thought to myself, why not this park? There's trails at this park. It's not as centralized and as high foot traffic where we could gain vision, and it's harder to imagine the 648 other human beings that we need there to run the 217 kilometers that we need to do to run to low Earth orbit by foot. but we could still do it at a new park. So the Race for Space Trash project is back on, folks. That's what I'm saying. It's back on. We haven't talked to the parks yet. We haven't applied, but we're going to do that. We're going to do that this week. In addition to printing off the posters, we are going to apply for the park permit to do the Race for Space Trash, the world's first ever 5K for space trash. And I'm excited. I am excited for that. I cannot wait. In addition to deciding that we're going to do it, we have a new idea so how we first got all of our notoriety, what many people have discovered the project through was when we started this thing, we did for 46 days, we picked up Earth trash. We said we're going to pick up a piece of Earth trash for every follower we get until we can afford to go to space, collect a piece of space trash. Well, editing those videos was a headache and it took too much time, and I got a new job and I didn't have the spare time to do that on top of all my other efforts, comedically, familially, spiritually, and being a dog dad. So, as an ode, really, to our origin efforts, our original efforts towards collecting a piece of space trash, what we're going to do for the Race for Space Trash is for each piece of trash you pick up and bring with you to the finish line to properly dispose of, we're going to shave 3 to 5 seconds off. We'll vote on that later over on the Patreon, where we have the voting members, the Orbital Council members, Space Cadets and up, who get to vote on what we do here at the project. Their voice matters the most. We're going to vote over there if it shaves off 3, 1, 3, or 5. I think 1 is probably too small. 5 might be too much. 3 might be the perfect, but share your voice over on the patreon.com/Mike Heath, where we have the Orbital Council members who vote on these types of things. If that's of interest to you and you have an extra $2.50 or $5 a month. Anyways, so that's pretty exciting. I'm pretty excited about that. The ode to our OG efforts to picking up trash, yeah, it's going to be good. I'm pretty excited about that. And, one of the earliest things we did as well was we started a Discord, and we really kind of forgot about it, to be honest. I forgot about the Discord for so long, and I recently was like, oh, yeah, we did that. We got 5 people on there. What's happening? I saw that somebody dropped a hyperlink to something that's of relevance to us that actually would be the perfect clip to discuss in everybody's favorite segment, Space News. We got news from space. Hey, Mike, where'd you get that news from? It's news from space. All right, this is coming in from our friend Kaba over on the Discord. Shared this clip of astrophysicists discuss issues with gravity, dark matter, and unsolved mystery of the sun's heat. This is minute number 28. They said that they talked about space trash, so let's listen together.
Space
Sadly,
junk,
no. We have an issue in our local near Earth orbit ecosystem. We are quickly approaching the point where astronomy being done from Earth is being very badly affected by all of the stuff that's going on.
Because you get a bunch of reflections and a bunch of crossings and
streaks, all kinds of
terrible things that mess up your information.
That's right. It makes it quite difficult. But
all right, so what we're finding out, let me get these headphones off. I'm hot. Gosh, those headphones are hot. They got good audio, but man, they really put some heat on those earlobes. So what we see, Neely Boy and other 3 physicists, astrophysicists, talking about is not only is space trash gonna trap us here on Earth, what's actually happening is it's obstructing our view of the beautiful stars. Who doesn't love stars? I remember when I was a kid, we'd drive home, we'd be driving out on the country highways of Missouri, be late at night, and we'd see all these beautiful stars, and I'd be like, that's my star. And I would be able to clearly see those stars. And what space trash is doing is, I mean, eventually, if we do not clean up our orbital garbage junkyard, currently littering low Earth orbit, there's not going to be little kids going around saying, that's my star, because they're going to be like, that's my piece of space trash. You know, that's what they're going to have to say, because we're going to block the view. My friend Bill had a theory that in 10 years, we're going to block out the sun. That's how bad space trash is going to get. I mean, that seems unlikely, and he's not an astrophysicist. He's just, I mean, a great friend, and, you know, he was in my wedding, and I love the guy, you know, but he just doesn't know those type of things. But, you know, even if it's not blocking out the sun, it's blocking out our stars. I mean, these are smart people. That's Neil deGrasse Tyson and his other friend that was talking about it. I mean, these are qualified scientists saying that if we do not clean up our orbital junkyard, we're not going to be able to see the Big Dipper, Small Dipper, Orion's Belt, sayonara, sucker. Space trash is blocking out the stars. And we all need stars in our life, don't we? Speaking of stars, that reminds us of this week's sponsor, Star Bros. We'll be right back after this quick word from our friends over at Star Bros. There you are, on your patio on a nice summery June afternoon, talking about the summer blockbusters with a refreshing drink infused with your favorite celebrity movie star dude's sweat. Star Bros Iced Strawberry Horchata Macchiato Refresher is made purely of 37% organic Mexican cinnamon, 97% organic strawberries, and 100% of your favorite Star Bros sweat. For a limited time, we even have sweat infused in our iced horchata macchiato strawberry refresher from the one, the only, Timothy Chalamet. He's been working up a sweat in the sands of Dune to cool you off this summer. And our sweat is directly sourced right from the set of Dune 3. Your refreshing summer favorites are here at Star Bros. Tell them the Mike Heath Orbital Garbage sent you over to get 1% off your next Ice American Horchata Strawberry Refresher. That's right. Star Bros summer drinks are not just coffee brewed with water. No, it's brewed with pure celebrity sweat from your favorite bros of Hollywood. Beat the heat this summer with a refreshing drink from Star Bros. Truly, truly inspiring words from our friends over at Star Bros. We love them. We couldn't do this show without you. We appreciate your support, and we appreciate your support of Star Bros. All right, we're winding down here. I'm losing steam. It's late at night. I was out doing comedy tonight, and it's getting hot in this room because I shut the window, and we don't have AC in this room, and it's getting toasty. All right, we got to wrap this up. Okay, but first, back to Plan C, which we talked all about last week's episode, bowling for space trash. The race for space trash is back on. Bowling for space trash, our Plan C, which will either be a celebration or a consolatory constellation event in New York City on Black Friday, whenever we hop into a bowling alley to either celebrate or console ourselves about not getting into Good Morning America or the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in 150 days. Until then, we're thinking about promotion for bowling for space trash. How are we going to get the word out? How are we going to build hype? I want to do an interview. Yes, we're going to start doing interviews here. Next week, I think we're going to have one of our friends talk about a road trip they recently took, and he has a way to tie in space trash to it. So, little teaser for that. I'm pretty excited about that. Next week's episode. But we're also going to look to get a scientist here, someone who knows, maybe an astrophysicist, someone who knows space, a space scientist. We're going to get a space scientist here on the pod to talk about, can you bowl in zero gravity? How would you bowl in zero gravity? Now, whenever we bowl, we will be bowling on Earth's gravity. But let's just say, hypothetically, it's kind of a fun situation. We were in low Earth orbit, bowling down space trash. How would that work? How could we throw a bowling ball if it hit space trash or if it hit pins? Would it make noise? Be a fun little interview. We could probably also learn some other quick, interesting things about space. We got to get a space scientist here on the pod. People ask me, Mike, what's your plan? I had a guy on TikTok recently drop a comment, not a motivational comment, no, more of a accusatory comment. What's your plan here, bro? I said, to collect a piece of space trash. He said, that's a goal, not a plan, LOL. Well, LOL to you, buddy. Our plan is to, we got a lot of plans, okay? But right now we're getting the word out, okay? That's what we got to build. We need $2 million to collect a piece of space trash, and we currently don't have any money. Okay, we don't even have the money to apply for the permit or the reservation at the bowling alley or to rent a park to do a 5K. So right now we're focusing on getting the word out, guerrilla marketing with the poster. Yes, get your poster today. But also, we got to learn some more. Maybe when we talk to the space scientists, maybe we'll have some good ideas about how we're going to collect a piece of space trash with a real plan. So the TikTokers will have their answers. But enough of discouraging news. We have some motivational comments to end this week's episode. Here we go. Let's get some motivational comments. This is coming in from @cookthis6709. Love your content. We love your comments. Thank you, Cook This. This is also coming in from Cook This. Bro, I've been with you since you were picking up a piece of space trash every time you got a subscribe or a follow. I really love what you do, and I recycle plastic and cardboard. Good for you. So do I. I don't know if you're able to send me water, but I would like to keep it like a trophy. Now, what he's referring to is the June initiative over on the Patreon, which, if you're watching this or listening to this in the month of June, there's still time to participate in the June initiative. What we're doing is, for every member who becomes a paying dues member of the Space Trash Force over on the Patreon, we're going to send you an inaugural can of trash water, which, if you know what that is, how do you know what that is? Go check a past episode. We talk all about it. Or check on the Patreon. We got stuff there. You can just go look at it for free. Check it out. Okay, so I'm also into science and space, so I think it would be fun to someday help you out with that. Okay, someday get you in on this. Right now, I'm too young to do that, but it would be interesting on how life goes. Well, Cook This. I would love to send you that. How you do that? I don't know how young you are, so I'm not gonna, I don't want to talk to a minor about where you live and sending you this. But if you're over 18, then let's talk. Sign up on the Patreon. We'll get you a can of trash water. We'd love to do that. Okay. Another encouraging comment coming in from Trevor Thorlickson. The Dip, which we talked about last week, the Discouragement Dip. The Dip is a Seattle band. Highly recommend to listen. Haven't heard of them. Would love to listen to them with you together sometime when I see you next, Trevor. Igor the Giant, our Belarusian brother. As a Belarusian, I have no idea what any of these events are. He's referring to Good Morning America and the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Buddy, Igor, the lore of Igor grows daily. Nathan hit him up with GMA is just the news, I think. And you are right, Nathan. It is just the news. But also the thing is going to catapult us into the cultural zeitgeist whenever we talk about our book that I'm working on. Oh boy, I did not finish that first draft like I thought I would when I'd fly to San Diego, but we are further than we were before. Okay, last week we answered the internet's question that we are not a cult, but at Skelly114 says, okay, but if it was a cult, ... I am in. Well, buddy, friend, Skelly, we are not starting a cult. We are not going to do that, but we would love to have you as a dedicated, loyal, devoted member of the Space Trash Force, so come on over. This is coming in from Zapan Zeris Kepot. That is a name I cannot read. It says, come on, you got this. No, come on, you, dude. You got this. Thank you. Appreciate it. Can't pronounce your name, but I appreciate the bold letters. Back again with Igor the Giant. Inspiring words. Keep going. We need that fuel from our Belarusian brother, Igor. We love you, man. Don't give up the fight. Garyton, another frequent commenter. If it was a cult and if we drank enough Kool-Aid, maybe you can get a ride on the mothership to get some space trash. I love it. Don't quite think about the Kool-Aid part so much, but I like the commenting for the algorithm. All right, this is coming in from Oishin. This will be our last one. Oishin Rabbi Y5S. Just applying for undergrad astronomy, and I've been following this since the beginning. Keep up the good work. Oisin, my friend, thank you. Thank you for being with us from day one. We need our day ones if we're going to collect a piece of space trash, and oh boy, are we. We've got so many different projects. We got the book. We got the poster now. We got guerrilla marketing, word of mouth. We're going to get in all 50 states in 50 days, baby. That's right, we are. And I have never believed this more than I believe it at this moment right now at 12:57 a.m. on Saturday night. Together, we will clean up our orbital junkyard. Sayonara.
Great shot!